Monday school is what Wally learned at church in 3 minutes or less. Think of it as like the Twitter version of church.
So we've been in a series about heaven, and you almost can't talk about heaven without revisiting the DC Talk song, Heaven Bound.
Yeah.
Woo! That is a classic there. And so we were talking about how we kind of have a lot of misconceptions about death and the afterlife, you know, because we say things to make ourselves feel better, but they're not necessarily accurate. You know, like our pastor was talking about being at the funeral home after his dad had passed and it started raining. And to find comfort, someone there had said, "Oh, your dad did that." And he was like, well, and he goes, I tried to lighten the mood a little. And he goes, I said, well, my dad was a hard worker, that's true, but I doubt he's in charge of the weather just a few days in, you know?
Just a few days in.
Yeah, and so we try to mitigate our grief, you know, with things that isn't always true. Now, it's not bad because you're just trying to process hurt, you know, and grief.
Yeah.
And so what does Jesus say about, you know, heaven in the Bible, though? That's the big thing. And so Paul says when we lose somebody, we grieve, but we do not grieve like the world grieves, because as believers, we're not exempt from loss or grief. But biblical grief is tethered to hope. You know, and so the difference is we have hope that at the end of this blip we call life is eternity, and we get reunited with people that we love and stuff. When we have someone in heaven, I get that it's hard because you kind of have 1 foot there and 1 foot here, especially like you lose a child. Like I know people just want to see their child again.
Yeah, that's understandable.
100%, you know, and so we get caught between the temporal and the eternal, and it's okay to look forward and hope for that reunion. But you don't want to get so consumed by looking forward to that day that you miss all the work that God still has for us here with the living, you know, to help ensure that other people get to experience heaven as well. So I guess the caution should be, you know, we shouldn't be so heaven bound that we don't help the lost get found, you know, kind of thing. So, and we can debate what happens right after death. We can debate when Jesus will come back and establish his kingdom. We can debate what heaven is actually like. But really, the honest answer to all of that stuff is it doesn't matter. What really matters is, who is Jesus to you? That's the delineating factor in this whole conversation. Do you believe that Jesus is your Savior, that he died on the cross and rose for you? That's it. That's the main thing. Everything, that's the primary thing. Everything else is secondary. And we'll figure it out when we get there, you know? Because I think most of us have no idea what heaven is going to be like.
No, and I think we all have different guesses as to what it's going to be. I'm assuming that there's a Chick-fil-A up there that's open 24/7.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would that is heaven,
and
honestly.
no calories count.
Oh, heaven's going to be great. You know, so what are we supposed to do between now and eternity? In Titus, it says we should live a self-controlled, upright, godly life. When? Now. Why we wait. And that is our job. And heaven is the reward, not necessarily the goal.